I was a Christian, and I was married, and I was a father, and I was a member of a church, and I violated my wife and my family and my church in every way.
1 minute, there's like a glimmer of light, a glimmer of hope, and like maybe this, and then the hammer drops.
I was involved at a young age sexually. I remember when I was in 3rd grade, I found a Playboy across the street at a construction site, and I was just an innocent kid riding my bike, jumping over dirt hills, and I see this magazine and I open it, and then it was like, wow, that's the first experience that I had seen a naked woman, and it did something to me at a young age. I didn't ask for that experience to happen, but what that did is that unlocked the curiosity probably a lot faster than most young people. And so I became very sexually active at a young age. And that went into my adulthood, and I had a lot of unhealthy sexual ideals, and obviously going to college, and then porn and strip clubs and all of those types of things, and you think you're not hurting anybody, but you are. And so I didn't realize what I was doing to myself. And then I also, I took it into my marriage. I remember staying up all night, looking at porn, doing cocaine, and then putting on a suit and going to church on Sunday morning. The countless nights of sitting in church and being hungover and being able to barely sit there through the service because I'm high as a kite. I was under the influence. I did that year after year, week after week. I did it over and over again.
For me, it's like I knew, but I didn't want to know. And I feel like it's because if you know everything, it'll totally crush you. And so you have to be okay with not knowing, but knowing. And that just, it sounds like you're not wanting to take responsibility for it, or you don't want to hold them accountable. And that's not what it is. It's the crushing. Maybe you don't know everything because it'll totally crush you.
I had a knowledge of God. Textbook purpose, I didn't even love myself. I didn't love myself. I couldn't love anybody else. I wanted to love Jesus, but my actions were contrary to that. I remember going into our church office and calling my drug dealer to have him meet me right after church.
We had got into a hotel. But this was a livelihood for us, and we had put money into it, and he was taking rent money from the people, not paying the mortgage, and taking it out and going out and doing his deal. And it boiled up in me, it rose up in me, and I said, Albert, this has got to stop. If you don't want to be here, you can leave. You can go out there and you can die, or you can stay here, and I'm gonna have to step up and lead and take over, and then you can live. Go out there and die, stay here and live. You pick, you decide, it's your choice. I said it in front of the kids in the middle of making Thanksgiving dinner, and he just looked at me, and he had that moment, the precious, fragile moment of surrender. You could see it in his face. He was like, I want to stay and I want to live. We came to a fork in the road where it had to change. Something had to change.
It just had such a grip on me, and I kept lying to myself that I could fix it, that I could stop it, and I couldn't. It wasn't until these voices in my head became so loud, and I was so lonely and so bewildered and so hopeless, and then I just cried out to God. I still remember it was a day I was crying. I couldn't take the voices in my head. I was tired of living a lie. I was such a fraud, and I couldn't lie to myself anymore. I think that's where the change happened, is when I knew I was lying. I didn't know I was lying. I believed my own BS. And then one day I was just like, you're just a liar, just a liar. And I didn't want to be a liar. And I remember pulling over on the side of the road and I was crying, but I just prayed to God, if you help me get sober, I'll spend the rest of my life sharing the gospel and helping men. Every Sunday, we'd go to church twice on Sunday and on Wednesday evening. And I remember on either a Sunday night service or Wednesday, they always do an invitation and for anyone that wants to be baptized or anyone who wants to renew their faith or anyone like me that's not living right and would, want some prayers or anything, they offer an invitation. And I didn't know I was going to go up there. I don't know what prompted me. I just felt I needed to get honest. And so that invitation came and I just got up and walked to the front of the church in front of a whole bunch of people that I knew. And I just confessed that I was addicted to cocaine and pornography. Now, I didn't get in the weeds and go and, play by play or anything. That's about all I could say. But I just knew that if I didn't get honest, this was never going to end, or it was going to end really badly. That night, I got a lot of love. I mean, it was a very loving church, but, people just came up to me and hugged me and loved me. And then also after that, at that time, my wife and I, we were going to marriage counseling, and I was doing it once a week, she was doing it once a week, and we were doing it together. I mean, it was like full, and again, I didn't know what I was doing. I was just trying to get help everywhere I could. And, I started going to a 12-step program, and I just started doing what they were telling me to do. Everybody was telling me what to do. And so, but I subjected myself, I submitted to all of that, and I needed it because I knew I was lost.
I realized, I was reading in the Bible, it's in Ephesians 5, that Albert didn't love himself. So how can he love me? And that was a breaking moment for me if you want to call it in the addiction world or the addiction talk, that he wasn't doing all of this on purpose, It's like he wasn't trying to hurt me. He wasn't trying to hurt my kids. He wasn't trying to lose everything that we had. It was because he wasn't able to love himself.
I remember when I was at the end of it 14 years ago, I knew if I didn't get honest, this wouldn't end. I was prepared for her to leave because what I was going to tell her and everything, I was like, I was afraid she was going to leave. People that are going to church, that are wanting to throw in the towel, don't. I'm begging you, don't. I know how sad and lonely and hopeless you feel right now. I've experienced it. This isn't theory. I know intimately what you're feeling right now. And I would say is you don't have to live this way anymore. All you have to do is stick your hand out and say, I need help. And I'm here, and I will walk down this road with you. You can have an amazing life. I want to give you hope because I know you don't have hope right now. Your marriage will get better. Everything in your life. I know right now you feel like it's the end of the world, but it's not. I know you feel like this is a death sentence, but it's not. There's an amazing life that you can't see on the other side of this situation that you're in right now. And I know from experience that I was in a very dark place, in a hopeless place, and today I have an amazing life.
Yeah, and to the spouse and the family, I would say that you have choices. You have choices that you can make to better your situation, because as long as you're staying isolated and quiet, the demons of addiction have the control. But by speaking up, revealing what you're hiding, why you're not feeling that isolation anymore, frees you. But as long as all parties stay quiet and isolated, your life is stuck.
If you or a loved one, a family member wants information, is struggling with any type of mental health issue or substance abuse disorder, you can go to our website, recoveringthepines.com, or or you can call me directly. I'll give you my cell phone number, 928-308-4311. I'm available 24/7. I know people say that, but test me. My phone's always on. I'll return your call, and I'm just here to help.